The quiet mountain village was just waking up. Mist was still dancing in the streets. Thin smoke rose from the chimneys as birds began to sing. At the edge of the village stood a small, old workshop in silence. Inside lived an old man, alone. His name was never spoken. Every morning at the same time, he took his tea and went to the workshop. Rusty keys, rims, and engine parts lined the shelves. As the sunlight streamed through the dusty window, the workshop glowed like gold. In the corner stood something covered. It was huge and majestic. The metal beneath the cloth shimmered in the sunlight. It was a motorcycle, but not an ordinary one. It had a legendary past. One day, a curious child from the village approached the workshop. Through the window, he noticed the motorcycle inside. The old man saw him, but only smiled. The next morning, the child came again. This time, the old man slightly opened the door. When the child stepped inside, his eyes lit up. The engine parts, tools, and strange smells fascinated him. Then he saw the motorcycle. His eyes grew wide. He didn't ask, "What is this?" He just stared. The old man nodded. "It's time to meet the wind," he thought. The old man slowly lifted the cover off the motorcycle. The child stared without blinking. The machine was a mystery. The old man picked up a key and began inspecting the motorcycle. The child knelt beside him, eyes fixed on every move. Rusty bolts were loosened, old parts removed. The workshop suddenly became a hive of activity. The engine's heart, the cylinder, was gently placed in position. Drops of oil shimmered on the metal. With each screw turned, the child smiled with excitement. Time passed, but the child stayed. Hours flowed like water. By sunset, the motorcycle looked almost new. The old man nodded. "It's ready," he said quietly. The workshop fell silent. The old man turned the ignition. A click, then the roar of the engine echoed. The child jumped, clapping his hands in joy. The motorcycle's headlights began to flicker. The sound of the engine reached even the far ends of the village. The old man looked at the child and nodded toward the motorcycle. The child took a step forward, then another. He hesitated to climb on, but curiosity won. The old man got on behind him. "We're ready," he thought. The motorcycle shuddered and rolled forward. At the first turn, the child felt the wind kiss his face. "This is it," he thought. "This is the sound of the wind." As the motorcycle climbed the mountain roads, the trees swayed side to side. The narrower the path became, the greater the thrill. Every turn was a new discovery. Birds took flight, startled by the sound of the engine. A small stream flowed beside the road, its babble accompanied by the motor's hum. The child felt, for the first time, that he had made friends with the wind. The old man's heart warmed as he saw the joy on the child's face. They stopped in a clearing deep in the forest. Nature was silent. The motorcycle's engine fell quiet, only the sound of birds remained. The child jumped down and walked, hopping over the grass. The old man leaned against a tree, his eyes lost in the distance. Sunlight filtered through the leaves above. In that moment, the world seemed to pause. Time belonged only to them. The sun began to set, painting the sky in shades of pink and orange. The old man started the engine again. The night ride had begun. The forest looked different at night, mysterious and magical. Fireflies floated between the trees. The child stretched his hands into the wind, feeling the night. Stars slowly began to appear in the sky. They reached the peak of a mountain. Below, the village lights sparkled. The old man pulled a small telescope from his jacket. The child took it and pointed it at the stars. "I hope this night never ends," he thought. The old man looked at his watch. "It's time to return," he thought. The engine started once more, and they rode into the night. They began descending the mountain road. The night was quiet, and the sound of the engine echoed. Through the trees, the lights of houses flickered like blinking eyes. The child slowly leaned against the old man's back, his eyes distant. I wish this road would never end, he thought. As they neared the village, the first light of dawn began to appear. The motorcycle slowed down. They entered familiar streets. The child's house came into view. His mother waited at the window, eyes sleepy. The old man brought the motorcycle to a stop. The engine fell silent. The child got off quietly and looked at the old man. With his eyes, he said, "Thank you." The old man smiled, as if to say, "You never forget your first ride." The engine started again, and this time, he continued alone. The sun had risen. The child lay in bed, still thinking about the night. He closed his eyes, remembering the wind, the roads, the sound of the engine. His mother opened the door to his room. "Good morning," she said. The child smiled. Everything felt different today. When he came down for breakfast, the sky was deep blue, as if calling to him. His mother handed him an old notebook. "This is yours," she said. On the cover, faded letters read, "The Map of Dreams." The child opened it and smiled at the empty pages. He picked up his pencil and wrote in big letters on the first page, "With a motorcycle." It wasn't just a night, it was a beginning. At that moment, he made a decision. One day, he would explore the world. The old man's words echoed in his ears, "The wind shows the way." The child was no longer just a dreamer. He was a traveler. The sky above was wide open, the road stretched far ahead. The adventure was just beginning. And the tale ended, but the story had only just begun.